Okay, so now let's access the master node. We don't really need to look at the control panel from the IBM SmartCloud anymore, but it would still useful to have the window for the web console, the big insight web console, open. So I'm going to leave this browser open with this tab. And right now we have that Hadoop and all components are started. But let's go and in my case use PuTTY to access the master node. So the host name, we will put the IP address for the master node, which was 170. In my case 224.193.137. Then we're going to click on SSH, click on auth for authorization, and then make sure to add the key file. So I click on browse, and I'm going to use this file that I had already set up before. Open. Then I'm going to go back to my session, and I'm just going to put I'm going to save this session so I don't need to type these again later on. And I'm going to call this Hadoop master. I'm going to click on save, and now that it's saved I can use it for the future, and I'm going to click on open. I accept this alert, say yes. Then for the login, as any other instance in the SmartCloud Enterprise, you use the IDC user and press enter. And now you are into your master node in Hadoop. So let's do a stop-all.sh to stop all the components of Hadoop since they had been started by default, and then we will start all of them again. So I press enter, and you can see it starts stopping the Jackal server, Uzi, Flume, and so on. So at the end of the stop-all.sh command, you see that the stop succeeded, and it shows you the components that it was able to stop correctly. And also for the fail components, it's empty, so it means there were no problems shutting down all the components. If we go to the Big Insights web console and then refresh the browser, it now shows you that the master node is down, so there's no so the web console cannot be displayed. Now going back to my terminal session, I'm going to start all the components using the start-all.sh command, and then we can see the name node, the data node starting, as well as the other components. So at the end, you should look for the message that says succeeded components, and then verify that all the components successfully started, and then for the failed components it should be empty. So again, we have Hadoop, the Hadoop cluster up and running, and let's go back and see from the Big Insights web console if everything is working again. So let me refresh the browser, and we can see again that everything is back up and running. Let's now test to see if Hadoop has been set up correctly. So let's run some commands. We will start with Hadoop fs-ls/, and this will show us the contents of the root directory in HDFS, which is a Hadoop distributed file system, and everything seems to be okay. Now let's just make sure that pig can be started. So I'm going to type pig and start it, and yes, we get the right prompt, which is grunt. I type quit to exit. I'm going to try hive, so I type hive, and it also works okay. So I'm going to quit from here, and I need a semicolon, and I'm out. And finally I'm going to try Jackal, so I'm going to type Jackal shell, press enter, and I have the Jackal prompt, and now I'm just going to quit. So things seem to be running okay in this cluster, and now you are ready to start working with other Hadoop components and maybe start working with MapReduce jobs.